Hello everyone! I'm glad to welcome you to the Holly Lolly channel, and today we'll talk to you about terrible beauty standards in Japan. I'll tell you what deadly operations Japanese women are willing to perform on themselves in order to meet these standards, and we'll also talk to you on the topic of why the Japanese are so afraid of growing up. There is a common stereotype that the ideal of beauty for Japanese women is European appearance, and in some ways, local beauties really try to imitate Europeans, but not in everything. You've probably already heard that this year the winner of the Miss Japan competition was an ethnic Ukrainian. Caroline Sino was born in Ukraine and at the age of 5 moved with her mother to Japan, and then her mother married a Japanese man here. Caroline became the first visiting Japanese citizen to win a beauty contest. The girl received citizenship in 2022. Japanese opinions about her victory in the competition were divided. Some supported the girl and cheered, while others said she did not embody traditional Japanese ideals of beauty. Pageant organizers said the judges chose Caroline Shina as the winner with complete confidence. She speaks and writes in beautiful and correct Japanese. She is more Japanese than us, said one of the organizers of the competition. And if you are wondering how this story ended, the girl refused the title after the hate that fell on her on the internet. In particular, because her affair with an influential and married man in Japan was revealed. How do you look at this situation? So what are the Japanese ideals? For example, here the concept of contouring is very different from what we are used to. An ideal face by Japanese standards should be round, no pronounced cheekbones, a sharp chin, more blush. The Japanese are trying to make her face as cute and doll-like as possible, and, I would even say, with childish features. If a Japanese woman does contouring, then she only contours her nose to make it thin and high. And wrinkles are generally the worst thing that can happen, in their opinion. Therefore, they are trying in every possible way to hide them with the help of makeup, creams and other various means. There is a problem here with the sexualization of schoolgirls. A young, sweet, petite girl in a school uniform is considered the standard. Japanese women drink collagen, buy placenta in jelly, and try to hide wrinkles in special patches. Japanese women try to delay the appearance of age-related changes as much as possible, and as soon as they become visible, they try to hide them as carefully as possible. By the way, I also bought collagen for myself, bought placenta in jelly, but I don't drink anything. Collagen smells too much like fish for me and I can't drink it. But I opened it and thought that I would also drink it, like a Japanese woman. But the jelly, by the way, is very tasty, but I still don't drink it. I probably don't have this Japanese habit that would be worth developing. If you look at the most popular stars in Japan, they don't particularly look like Europeans. Rather, they try to look very young, like teenagers. Here beauties are not allowed to grow old, they are not allowed to grow up. In local TV series, the main characters are most often either teenagers or adults who still look much younger than their age. Even in anime, the characters are most often not even 18. Short stature, thin arms and small breasts in Japan are considered the ideal of femininity and beauty. It was formed many centuries ago, when the standard of attractiveness was girls without curvy shapes. And still, many men prefer to choose girls with miniature sizes as their life partners. This is why breast enlargement operations are still not popular in Japan. But there are other operations here, the demand for which is growing and growing every year. To look younger or more anime-like, sometimes patches and makeup are not enough, and then Japanese women resort to plastic surgery and beauty injections. Of course, I understand that plastic surgery is now being done all over the world, but Asian countries are leading in this matter. The most common plastic surgery in Japan involves various changes in the shape of the eyes. Blepharoplasty is very popular all over the world. In simple words, this is an operation to correct a double eyelid. But the most interesting thing is that girls who do not have this double eyelid, on the contrary, want to get it, because without a double eyelid, the eyes seem a little smaller and the gaze does not seem so expressive and open. In addition, with this structure of the eyelids, age-related changes in the skin are more noticeable. Without a fold, the skin of the eyelids ages earlier and faster. Thus, eyes with a double eyelid become more expressive and younger, and the eyelashes become more noticeable. Another popular operation is when Japanese women cut off the outer corner of the lower eyelid, and then the eye becomes rounder, and thereby achieves the anime effect. And those who do not dare to undergo surgery very often draw this on themselves with a white pencil. Japanese women very rarely inject hyaluronic acid into their lips or chin. Instead, girls pump up noticeable ridges under their eyes. They are also called recumbent silkworms. And again, this is all done in order to achieve the effect of a baby's face. In second place after eye surgery is rhinoplasty, that is, changing the shape of the nose. And with a small gap in third place in the ranking of plastic surgeries is something more non-standard. Cruroplasty. To be honest, I learned about this type of operation and about this term only while preparing the video. So what is it? In general, cruroplasty is shape correction and the size of the lower leg with the help of special implants. This is an operation to straighten the legs, giving the lower leg a beautiful volume and relief with the help of implants. In Japan, there really is a problem with curvature of the legs. I talked about this in more detail in my TikTok. If you are interested, please go over, look, and I'll leave the link in the description under this video. In general, cuteness in Japan is valued here much more than sexuality. And such world beauties as Megan Fox and Angelina Jolie would hardly top the rating of beauties here. By the way, local men also often lie on the operating table in order to supposedly improve themselves. But they resort to such drastic decisions less often than girls. But hair transplants for men in Japan are a common occurrence. For 2 years of living in Japan, I have practically never met bald Japanese people, probably because they associate a shaved head with the yakuza and the criminal world. Recently, more and more Japanese people have been complaining about premature hair loss. But this is also a rather complicated procedure, because not everyone is happy with the result. Hair often does not take root, begins to grow in pieces, or, on the contrary, begins to fall out even more. So, false hair, wigs, and even false bangs are in demand here. In Tokyo, men's departments with cosmetics generally impress any girl. You know, I've probably never seen such a huge selection of men's cosmetics lines anywhere. For example, let's take one shampoo. In our countries, we are used to the fact that a woman has a whole warehouse of different products in her bathroom, but here I see that men also have a simply gorgeous selection of homemade cosmetics. It follows that men here not only wash their hair with shampoo, there are men's hair masks, balms, styling gels and, by the way, a very large selection of hair dyes, both for men and for women, but there is one amendment. These are all the dyes. They are, I would say, 50 shades of black, well, maybe even sometimes some kind of light brown tint. It is used to remove gray hair. And by the way, I want to say that you practically won't find colored paints, because they are not common here. If a Japanese person dyes his hair, this means that this person has a strong character and he strives to resist society. He protests against strict rules, against the laws of society. In general, he goes against the masses. The perception of colored hair in Europe and in Japan is radically different. If we have this, it's just a state of mind, then here it's a challenge to society, because with such a hairstyle, a Japanese person won't be hired to work in any prestigious institution or government agency, because that's not accepted here. It's not customary to go against the rules. Men's facial and body care is generally a separate thing, probably a topic, because in the men's department you can also find aftershave creams, for dryness, and for acne. There are also many types of foundation and eyebrow gel for men. The Japanese very often visit barbershops, where they pluck their eyebrows, style them, and they also carefully shave off facial hair as it is not acceptable. You will almost never see stubble on a Japanese face here. Also in Japan, the procedure of shaving the face of girls has long gained popularity. I want to say that everyone has fuzz, and this is absolutely normal, but just for Japanese women, it is a darker shade, so cosmetic stores sell special blades that can be used to shave off fluff either at home or in a beauty salon. Japanese women believe that foundation and other cosmetics fit better on a shaved face. Friends, thank you all so much for watching. Love you all. Bye bye.